Hello everyone. In last class, we had started our discussion for the topic process synchronization. We had picked that when two or more processes are working, then there is a possibility that they will share certain thing, certain resource, and if resource is in sharing mode, then we require certain synchronization so that we can efficiently perform the task or processes can efficiently perform the task without any overlapping, without deletion of data, or without any loss of data. So we had picked one example, we had picked one code, that was the code where we had picked one producer consumer problem. We had identified that here this particular counter is in sharing mode, and because of this sharing of counter, there is a possibility that if it is not properly synchronized, then we will get totally different result. So now what we are going to discuss today, so we are going to move ahead. Now, in previous lecture, we had picked that which kind of problem we are facing in process synchronization. So, in the same context, we are going to pick one most important thing that is known as critical section. Now, the thing is, what is critical section? Critical section is any resource which is shared by two or more processes. It can be any variable, it can be any hardware, it can be segment of code, it can be the whole program. Anything which is in sharing mode between two or more processes is known as critical section. So why we are dealing with critical section, because this is the section where you need to focus or emphasize more to avoid any kind of errors. We had picked in our example, then what was the critical section here? The critical section was counter, because this was the variable which is in sharing mode. So this is our critical section. So the thing is that suppose I want to avoid the problem of any problem which can arise in critical section, like we had earlier said that there can be a data inconsistency, data loss, data overriding. So how to avoid those kind of problems? So what we need to do, we need to focus on critical section. If somehow we can secure our critical section effectively, then we can avoid all those kind of errors. So let's focus on that how we can avoid or how we can solve the problem which arises because of that critical section. Uh, Before I'll move, once again, let's quickly review. Be careful. The critical section is anything which is in sharing mode. It can be variable, it can be hardware, it can be piece of code, or it can be the whole program. So, in previous example, we had picked that yes, it is one variable that was counter, but it's not necessary that always only variable is known as critical section. It is a section where we put on anything which is in sharing mode between two or more processes. So, how to ensure that my critical section is safe and secure so that we can avoid the problems which are associated with critical section. So theoretically, there are three conditions, and it says that if we can pick all three conditions, or if all three conditions hold simultaneously, once again repeating, if all three conditions hold simultaneously, then only we say that the system is free from critical section problems. Now, what are those conditions? So, first condition is mutual exclusion. The system should have property of mutual exclusion. Now, what is mutual exclusion? Mutual exclusion says that if one process is in critical section, then no other process can enter into this critical section. Now, what will be the max range? When this first process will release the critical section, then only other process can enter into this critical section. So only one process at a time can access this critical section. So if you have any critical section or any resource which is in sharing mode, to avoid any kind of problem, what you need to do, that only one process will execute or will use that resource at a time. So that is mutual exclusion. Second property says that it should follow the progress. Now what is progress? Progress says that if one process is, suppose this is my critical section. So if one process which do not want to enter into the critical section, once again, if one process which do not wants to enter into the critical section, it cannot hold any other process to enter into the critical section. Means nobody can halt the progress of other processes. That is the concept. That if your system is having this particular concept implemented properly, then there is a possibility that your system will be free from critical section problem. Now, what is interpretation of it? It's little bit confusing. So let's take one example that what is actually progress. Um, Progress is generally, I'm sure you have also uh, encountered with this problem, that suppose you want to study, and whenever you want to study, there will be one of your best friend who will come and say that why you are studying, let's go and have fun. So that your best friend is neither studying nor giving you chance to study. So if study is your critical section, then one person, which is your best friend, is not interested to study, and this best friend is restricting you to enter into the zone of study. That is halting of progress. So condition says that this should not happen. Design a system in such a way that these type of friends are not allowed. They cannot halt your progress. They cannot halt you to enter into the study room or study zone. So that is the concept of progress. Third one is bounded waiting. Bounded waiting says that nobody can use the resource for forever time. If somebody has taken the resource, that person has to release the resource after some definite interval of time. That is known as bounded waiting. So, if all three conditions hold simultaneously in any specific system, then we will say that that system will be free from critical section problem. Means that system will not have any kind of problem related to resource sharing. So that is the theoretical aspect, that how to resolve critical section problems. So simply there are three necessary conditions to solve any critical section problem. Mutual exclusion, only one process will enter at a time. Progress, no process can halt the progress of other process if that process is not running in critical section. Then third one, bounded waiting, no process can execute in critical section for infinite amount of time. So that is critical aspect. So what is practical aspect, that how to solve critical section problem, how to deploy these specific conditions into real-time systems. So let's pick solution of critical section problems. Now, before I'll move into solution, what I need to do or how to design solution. So what I can do, what I need to restrict, the restriction is simply in critical section. Somehow I need to restrict it. Just like I have told that mutual exclusion says that one process can enter into critical section, means what I need to do, I need to deploy certain condition above the critical section or certain condition after the critical section so that I can restrict entering into the critical section. So that is I need to focus, and this is the concept through which we are going to pick. So what I can do, there will be certain entry section, then critical section. I'm going to provide certain condition in entry section, and on the basis of condition, processes will enter into the critical section, and there is a possibility that I can provide certain exit section. Now there is one more section, that is remainder section. It's not necessary that whole process is having only critical section. There will be other line of code or other resources also which are not in sharing mode, and all those stuff is known as remainder section. That process wants to execute in this section also. So that is overall structure. So what I need to do, I need to put a lock in this section or in this section or in both sections. So I need to focus on entry section and exit section. So first of all, we are going to provide solution for two processes. Why two processes? Because if we can solve two process problems, then we can easily solve, or we can increment it for n processes. So let's try to solve two process, or let's try to extract two process solution to avoid any problem related to the synchronization. So what I'm going to do, suppose this is one critical section. What I want, if I'm having two processes, P0 and P1, what I'll do, I'll give term. Suppose term is one variable, and term is either true or false. It can hold only one thing. Or in other sense, suppose if term is equal to 0, it means P0. If term is equal to 1, it means P1. Because term is a variable, so it can hold only one value at a time. So what I can do, that I can take term is equal to 0 depending upon that if value of term is 0, it means P0 can enter into the critical section. Why? Because it is saying that this is my term. If value of term is 1, it means this term is for P1, and P1 can enter into the critical section. So if anybody is having turn, what we can do? We can say that this is my turn or this is yours turn. In both way I can perform, and on the basis of that turn we will decide that who is going to enter. Now Let's try to pick, if I am focusing on suppose two processes, so let's pick one by one how to move with that thing. What I need to do, suppose for P naught process, or okay, let's take P naught process. So what I'll do, while now is, first of all, what it will do, it will check that is the turn is mine or not. If turn is not mine, now there are two ways I can execute this thing. First one is that turn will be given, or I am going to convert this turn to me, or other thing is that I am going to give turn to you as a good gesture. First of all, I'll say that, okay, first of all, you can go. So both things can be done. So, but whatever I am going to do, I need to check that whose turn it is. So suppose at the start it is 0 and P naught process arrived, it has checked that is, while turn is not equal to 0, is this is not my turn. If it is not my turn, then I am not going to enter. Otherwise, what I'll do, I'll enter into the critical section. Please make sure this is very crucial thing. This is a loop which says that if while turn is not equal to I, if it is 0, then says if value of turn is not equal to 0, it means this is not my turn and I am going to wait for my turn. So there is one continuous infinite loop where this P naught process will wait. So suppose I have two processes P naught and P1, and initial level, suppose turn value is 0 and P1 arrived. So P1 will check that while turn is not equal to 1, is this is my turn. If turn is not equal to 1, so what this says, that if my turn is not equal to 1, if it is true, then I am going to wait. If turn is equal to 1, then what I need to do, I need to go inside. So since value is 0, so turn is not equal to 1, this becomes 0 is not equal to 1, which is true. If it is true, then P1 is going to wait, and when P naught will come, definitely P naught will get entered. So it's quite easy that one process only at a time will enter, which is quite easy. So in this manner, I can easily perform the processing. Now what will happen after completion of my execution? I'll change value to the next one. Suppose I have P1, so I'll change it to 1. So if P1 is waiting, now it got converted turn value 1, and 1 is not equal to 1, which is false. Hence, now this process will enter into the critical section. So that is the way, by using simply the variable turn, I can send process into the critical section one by one. So definitely it satisfies the mutual exclusion. But this particular code do not satisfy the progress. Now why it is not satisfying the progress? So let's see. Progress says that if one process is not in its critical section, then it cannot halt any other process to enter into the critical section. But here what happened? At the start, suppose turn value is 0 and P1 arrived. Now since turn value is 0, then P1 cannot enter into the critical section because value of turn is 0. But P0 is never interested to enter into the critical section. Now what will happen? One person is saying that please, it's just like that, suppose I want to enter into the train, and at the door there are two persons and one person is saying that sir पहले आप चले जाइए, and the second person is saying मुझे जाना ही नहीं है, but the first person is again saying sir पहले आप जाओ, जब तक आप नहीं जाओगे मैं नहीं जाऊंगा, and second person don't want to go. So what will happen? Nobody is entering into the train, and that is the problem, halting of progress. दूसरे पर्सन के कारण पहले पर्सन की प्रोग्रेस रुक गई. वाई? क्योंकि पहले प्रोसेस का सिंपल सा सोल्यूशन था कि वो पहले दूसरे को चांस देगा, दूसरा जब तक हाँ नहीं कर देता और जब तक उसे रिलीज नहीं कर देता तब तक पहला जाएगा नहीं, लेकिन दूसरा इंटरेस्टेड ही नहीं है जाने में. सो डेफिनेटली first process, progress of first process will get halted. So that is the major concern here, that it is satisfying the mutual exclusion, but progress is not satisfied. So what we can perform further? It means this variable only cannot provide the proper solution. It is halting the progress. So what we can do? Is there any other thing we can perform here? So let's try to pick. To solve that problem, what we can do, we can use one Boolean flag. It's just like that, uh, two persons both are having flag, and whenever anybody wants to enter, it will raise its flag. So if next person has raised its flag, it means that that particular person is interested in moving into the critical section. Now, in previous algorithm, we had said that that was the only case that second person was not interested at all, and hence progress got halted. So, the simple solution is that only that particular process will enter into the critical section who is interested. So in this context, if I can design my code or I can change the entry section of my code, then definitely I can solve the problem of that progress. So similarly, I'm going to use, suppose flag 0 is true. That is for P naught process. That whenever P naught process wants to enter, what it need to do, it need to first of all make its flag true, and then it will check that while flag of j is true, if next process, or let's say flag 1, if p1 process has raised its flag to true, then I am not going to insert into the critical section. I am going to make continuous looping here. If next person is not interested, then definitely I am going to insert into the critical section. And once I'll complete my processing, what I am going to do? I am going to make my flag false, so that if other process is running, it will get the value flag false, that okay, now this person has completed its task, and since it is not interested, then definitely now next process can easily enter. So that is the simplest solution, that focus on the interest of process. So that is simple solution. So can you identify any problem in this solution? Now I hope that this solution satisfies the progress. But what about mutual exclusion? Is this particular program is satisfying mutual exclusion? So let's check one thing. Can it satisfy mutual exclusion? Suppose one process arrived and done flag is equal to true. Pi arrived and it has completed flag is equal to true. At the same time, Pj arrived and it has done flag something j is equal to true. Now, what will happen? Both has made true. Both will move into the next line. While flag j is true, this will wait. While flag I is true, yes, it is true, it will wait. So both are waiting continuously when both are parallel. Still, progress is not met. Now let's take the other thing, that mutual exclusion. We had picked that one way progress was met, but there is other system when both comes parallelly. Yes, progress can get halted. What about mutual exclusion? Can this program is handling mutual exclusion properly? So let's pick. Now suppose flag I becomes true that this process is interested. If it is interested and next process has not yet arrived, so what will happen? This is true. This process has not yet arrived. So this will move into this one. This becomes false. And after this becomes false, it can move into the critical section. So it is quite visible that yes, it is providing mutual exclusion effectively. There is no problem in mutual exclusion, but still progress is not yet satisfied. When both processes are raising their flag, then both are waiting for their chances, and both are thinking that one should down its flag, then only one can enter. So both can move up to infinite waiting. So one major problem we have identified with this solution. So mutual exclusion, yes, once again we have satisfied with mutual exclusion, but progress still not satisfied. So what we can do further? So let's move to the third aspect, and that is combining both aspects. First one, which was quite effective with respect to giving term to each other, that according to your turn, I am going to perform my task. And the second one says that this is my interest to perform the task. If I can combine both things, that what I am going to take decision, that is on the basis of what is my interest and what is your uh, and apart from my interest, I am going to give preference to the next process. So if I can combine both things, that is, for any process, what it will do, it will first of all check that my interest is true, and irrespective of my interest, what I am going to do, first of all, I am going to give chance to the next process. And if both conditions are true, flag J and turn. Let's write the code of next process also. This is for PI process. I'm going to write code for PJ so that we can easily check. That is flag J is equal to true, then turn I. It says while flag I and turn is equal to I am going to wait. Now let's pick. Now here, suppose PI comes. Now at the time of entering PI says that I am pretty much interested to enter, but I am going to give turn to J. Now suppose J has not yet arrived. So what will happen? It will move to the third line. It says that flag J and turn I, if both are true, then only I am going to wait, otherwise I am going to enter. And here, since I had given the turn to J, but that process is not yet arrived, hence this line is not yet executed, hence it is false. So false and true will give me false. And because it is false, I am going to enter into the critical section. Now suppose process is in critical section and suddenly this process arrives. Now as per mutual exclusion, if it is satisfying mutual exclusion, the PJ should not get chance to enter into the critical section. So let's try to check. This process is in critical section. If PI is in critical section, it means that flag I is true. Now this PJ process has done flag J true, done, and by itself it has done turn is equal to I, it has given turn to I. Now flag I definitely true because process is running in critical section, and turn I, this process has converted that turn value which was previously J to I, hence this becomes true. So both are true. True and true will be true. So PJ process will wait for its chance. So mutual exclusion is perfectly working. Now let's try to check the real problem, that was progress. So progress says that if one process which is not running in critical section cannot halt progress of other process. So let's see. Suppose we had already picked that if one process never comes, then because of interest, it cannot halt other process. Now let's pick that if both processes are coming parallelly, flag I true, flag J true, both process arrive at the same time. Then here, because of turn in previous one, because both got true, so both got folded in the while statement. Now here, because of turn, since turn is a variable and it can hold only one value at a time, so definitely whatever will be the order, but turn should have only one value, either I or J. So whatever is true on the basis of one process will get entered into the critical section and other process will wait for its chance. And when they will left, the exit section says that after leaving the critical section, the process is going to make its interest false. And because of making interest false, other process will get entered into the critical section. So that is one proper solution which hold all the conditions. It hold mutual exclusion, it hold progress, and it hold bounded waiting. Now why bounded waiting? Bounded waiting have two variations. One is time constraint. Second one is that one process once completed its critical section, then it's not immediately going to get again critical section until and unless second process is not interested. So if second process is interested, it is what it is doing? It is making its interest false, through which second process will definitely get chance if that process is interested. So that is one way or one kind of solution for bounded waiting. So this algorithm have satisfied all three conditions: mutual exclusion, progress, and bounded waiting. So that is one proper solution. This is also known as Peterson solution. So this particular algorithm have one name that is known as Peterson solution. And once we move into n-process solution, then that is known as bakery solution. So that is different types of solution uh, with respect to critical section. So we had picked in today's lecture what is critical section, what is theoretical solution of critical section, then the necessary conditions says mutual exclusion, progress, and bounded waiting. Then we had picked that how these conditions can be implemented. So for that we had picked multiple solutions, moved one by one, and finally got our solution, that is Peterson solution, which hold all three conditions simultaneously. So that is all for today. In next lecture, we are going to pick another kind of solution that is known as hardware-based solution. This is one software-based solution. There are certain hardware-based solutions through which we can uh, ensure the mutual exclusion in our system by deploying certain kind of hardware or by deploying certain kind of interrupts. So we will discuss that particular thing in our next lecture. So that is all for today.